childhood town back. I'm changing it. Get our town back. So please tell everyone to vote. Jason, now, when you win, I want to call, I want to text, I want a bat signal, anything. I want to be there. And when you get sworn in, I'm that crazy aunt you never had. And I'm going to be there cheering you on. It's our fight. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Mr. White.
Good evening. My name is Minister Deborah White, and I have been a resident of Dolton for 40 years. I have never seen such deplorable actions in our community. So my question to every resident, are you ready to take our community back? Because if you're ready to take our community back, it takes getting out and voting. It takes taking your neighbors, if they can't get out, it takes taking them to the polls, or give them an absentee ballot if possible for them to fill out to vote. But it takes getting out here and doing the work, just as they have been doing for us for the past 3 years. Letting us know everything that's going on, bringing Lori Lightfoot into Dolton to shed some light on everything that has been transpiring behind closed doors. So if you are really, really serious about taking your community back, I want you to stand up and give these individuals your support tonight. Clean House 2025. God bless you.
Good evening. I wanted to come on here after having so many messages and specifically speak to the elders and to parents with children that are involved in these meetings. I want to acknowledge my words, which was my choice, and I stand by them, but I will replace the B word with roaches moving forward. But I want to apologize to every elder and every parent who that pricked in a negative way. It does not reflect the totality of my character. But what I do want to say and remind you all is that while people are speaking about a soundbite, I want to remind you all that there are a litany of things that you all have spoke about for years. People seem to only pay attention to drama. That's why people call me. I'll bring the drama. But today in Black History Month, I really hope, well, while these cameras are focused on me, that they will remember Valerie Stubbs being targeted with city services, that they will remember Alicia Nicole being docked and incorrectly claimed to not be a resident. I want them to be reminded of Sherry, who lost her job and had other injustices with nobody hearing her voice. Mary Avant, who has been a prominent member who gave her confidence, but then was betrayed by someone doing things like hiding records and taking funds. I want to remind them of the trustees who experienced years of abuse while trying to do the job elected to do. People like Thelma Price, who wanted her to win, but now I want to remind you of people like Beth, someone of a different nationality who at first wouldn't shake my hand, but I just got a hug and a kiss on the cheek because she's still consistent with me as a partner. And I want to thank, if I did this, I'll be up here all day because there are tens of thousands of Black, brown, and other races that have been in this, like Renee, and so many others, that's not getting that national spotlight. So I wanted to put it on you right now because you all are the ones who really made this happen. All the letters you wrote, all the meetings you showed up at, every time you asked for help, you didn't get it. My advocacy is not to be seen. My advocacy is to echo you. And when I left, I thank you all for calling me back. And now as we continue to fight, I say in advance, while I'm praising God already for it, that Clean House 2025 will take this city back and get y'all right back on track. It has already been determined what's happening at Dolton Township. I'm glad that she's not here. She doesn't deserve to sit up there any longer. But I do want to remind you all of this. Desperate people do desperate things. I don't know where to turn because this is not a problem of Dolton. This is a problem of the Southland. And I just want to encourage people in communities all across America to pay attention, to ask the question.
3-minute mark.
And when you feel like you are not heard, when diplomacy intact not working, give me a call. I'll show up.
Any further comment at this time? Okay. One final. Miss Pat likes making an entrance. Yes, ma'am.
Any other meetings will come without kicking
Good evening, everybody, and I'm glad that we have people that's backing us up. But we got to remember the politicians that we put in. We don't need them talking about us. We need them to help us. The governor needs to step in. We're going to need funds. Even though they're going to win, we ain't worried about them. But he's so worried about the immigrants, but they take care of themselves. So if he's listening and anybody's close to him, he needs to come out here and help us. We put him in for us also. So a lot of people are trying to say, well, where is he at? We need to start writing letters. We're going to need a lot of help. And these people here are the best people that can help us, but they're going to need some more help also. So I'm just letting everybody, we got to start calling the governor and all these politicians that's talking about us and saying this and that. They need to help us. We need to stop fighting each other. And that's the bottom line. So I know everything 2025 is going to be okay. We just need some funds, right? Okay. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. We're gonna close public comment, and then I'll open it up for general announcements. If any board members have any announcements at this time.
Yes, Madam
Go ahead, Trustee Tammy.
Mayor Pro Tem. Good evening, everyone. I just want to remind you that this coming Saturday will be Tea with the Trustees in the same exact room at 9:30. I always say the same thing every month. What we see tonight is the same crowd we should see on Saturdays. Saturday is all about you to tell us what you want to see us do, and to see happen. You don't get that on our meetings that we normally do. You get up, you say what you want to say. I need this, this, and that, and you don't get a response. Come out Saturday, and you will get a response. It's going to be an awesome, awesome, awesome menu Saturday. Don't just come out for the food, but come out for the information that we have to give. It's also Black History, so I want to do some things for Black History as well. So definitely make sure you come out Saturday, the 8th of February, 9:30 a.m. Also, the Expungement Summit had to be moved back. So it's not going to be February the 22nd due to an unexpected death that one of the attorneys had in his family. He lost his father. So we definitely will be praying for him. We're looking at a tentative date of March the 8th for the expungement. So please spread the word. Soon we should have flyers out, and it definitely will be posted on our pages. Also the Dolton Politics and all that. So it will be posted. I will have flyers. If it's not you, if you know someone that needs their record expunged or sealed, March the 8th is the tentative date that we're looking at. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
First off, I would like to say thank you all for coming out tonight. Over the last week and a half, of course, we received tons of calls. And what you see on TV does not reflect us. And as we have fought this fight for the last 3.5 years, we see the end. Please stay focused on the mission. The mission is for us to remain together. The mission is for us to understand what's going on in our town, and the mission is for us to move forward. I say that because a lot of times, as someone just said, we get caught up in the drama and forget what we're focused on. Our focus is to change the narrative of Dolton. And I would like everybody that knows everybody that's what we are here for. Your sitting trustees would want to continue to do that. On another note, I was not here for Lori Lightfoot report, but I watched it on TV because I wasn't feeling well. And I am putting in a formal request because I seen that we purchased ice skates. I would like inventory of them, so when our mayor comes back, make sure that we get the inventory for those ice skates, because I'm sure our community needs them, and those electric bikes that was paid for, because they belong to the village of Dolton. I say that to kind of bring some cheer, but also because it was very sad to see the numbers that popped up on that screen of our tax dollars being spent inappropriately. And whatever we purchased, it belongs to the village of Dolton. So if we don't receive it, we'll be making sure that we do anything necessary to get it back. Thank you.
Trustee Belcher, any additional reports at this time?
Yeah, Mayor Pro Tem, may I?
Trustee Norwood.
Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. I'm so happy to see you all. Tonight is just an exciting night. I'd like to thank everyone. Thank Dolton residents. We have done it again. Our 4th annual family skate night. It was everything, right? We needed a little fun, and sometimes we have to remember to just relax and let our hair down. So I thank you all for joining me and helping me make that an amazing night, because I had a ball. And you all know what I say, a family that skates together stays together, okay? I'd like to thank the sponsors, the people who assisted with making that night possible for the children. We have President Richard Hogan and Kurt Masucci with Private Hogan Investigative Services, the Insurance Exchange, one of my favorite insurance companies located in South Highland, Illinois, and Tristan Sumter who works on property, residential and commercial properties. So guys, there's an message that says, if you like to go fast, go along. If team tonight for seeing this mission through, right? As they stated, we're almost at the finish line, and together we can do it. So we are Dolton strong, and let's do this, guys.
Thank you, Trustee Norwood. Trustee Stan?
Yeah, I'd like to touch bases on. I want to thank, I see some of the faces that actually came out to Abundant Living Christian Center, to the Prayer for Dolton this past week. Thank you, each and everyone that did come out. This Sunday at 11 o'clock, Apostle William H. Fleshman will be doing an anniversary. Jackie, what is that, 16 years? Pastor Fleshman will be serving anniversary for 16 years of being at Abundant Living Christian Center Church. Each and everyone is invited to come out at 11 o'clock this Sunday because Pastor Fleshman has always been here for the community. The doors has been open to each and everyone that want to come and do whatever you want to do, to talk about any issues, to bring any type of love or peace together. William Fleshman has definitely been there for the community. So if you, I know everyone belongs, but if you can come by 11 o'clock, we'll be there for a while. It was Super Bowl. I know you won't be there, Cleo. So I know how it is. I know how it is this Super Bowl Sunday. But if you can, come by and give a little hello to Pastor Fleshman, because like I say, his doors has always been open to anyone that want to come there and do anything you want to do. Thank you.
Say hashtag Clean House 2025 for people in the back.
Going once?
You got my back, Kevin?
Okay. Absolutely.
I'm sorry that I'm glad you did say that about the prayer. Wednesday we did have prayer at Abundant Living Christian Center, and we had Dolton ministers and reverends that came out. So I'm grateful that we've started back our prayer for Dolton. It was an awesome time, and just for the fact that we can get churches that's in the community to participate was a really good thing. So thank you. I'm sorry I forgot about that. I was waiting for him to say hashtag Clean House 2025, but he wouldn't say it. But thank y'all.
You just open the app.
I love Pluto TV for that. You know, exactly.
TV that was free, TV that was easy.
Okay, and I have two special thank yous I want to give out. First being Dolton Park District. So I want to make sure I individually acknowledge, I don't see Commissioner Kyle Rochelle present, but we want to acknowledge him, Commissioner Gail Towers, and I do see present Commissioner Sandra Wells, so please wave it. For everybody, give them a round of applause. They've been the great partners. I see Commissioner Willis Harris and our President Cleo Jones spearheading the effort. I can't emphasize enough how we've been working together has allowed us to make some strides and make some movement in what we're doing. So your support and cooperation has greatly been appreciated, of course, by the Board of Trustees, but also by the residents of our great community. So thank you very much for all that you've been doing. Second, thank you. I want to give acknowledgement and ongoing continuation to all the employees of Village of Dolton. There's, of course, we talk some. We have the village administrator, Keith Freeman. There's our human resources director, Janice Johnson. We have trustee in Thornton Township, employee in the village here, Carmen Carlisle, as well as that was mentioned in the Lori Lightfoot report. We have the Conspiracy Group. We have the hardworking men in the Public Works Department, the Fire Department, the Police Department, who have all had to struggle through 4 years of a very difficult administration. So I do want to ask everybody to give a round of applause to all the employees for this village who have worked in. I think we see the fight. For many individuals, they've all been faced with a difficult challenge. When you're faced with a mayor's office that's telling you to do things that may challenge your moral compass, and to, in some cases, change course, I think we sometimes overlook how difficult that can be. And for those staff that have given the trustees an opportunity to show that we have a different direction and a different way, we want to say thank you. We do appreciate it, and we want to continue to earn and work together. It has not been easy. It is not easy, and it won't be easy. But we'll say that right now, we've been working to stabilize services. They've been working with understaffed, undersupplied. Is that a word? If it's not, hopefully we can put it in Doltonese today. But they've worked in some tough conditions, and I wish I could say that tomorrow we're going to snap our fingers and it's going to be over, but it's not. I will say that we'll continue to work together. We'll continue to move the needle forward so that as we are, God willing, able to transition into a new administration, we will see things light years ahead of where we've been. Similarly, just to be a part of observing the community come together and hug on each other through these difficult times, fight together and love together. So it's definitely been an experience, and it's one that we want to make sure, as Trustee Belcher mentioned, that we continue to move the needle. This fight is just gotten started, and we are here for it. We are inspired, and we want to make sure that we continue working together. Lastly, thanks, Trustee Steve. I paid him well for that. Lastly, there was a plea. We will be asking, so any legislators that may be paying attention, as the trustees are working, we are working hard to get our audits caught up. We are working hard to make sure we have budgets that are responsible. And the trustees are saying, we don't have a problem managing money. We just need more money to manage. So that being said, we will close general announcements, transition to village clerk's report.
Good evening, everyone. I'm going to ask the Board of Trustees to approve the minutes for January the 6th, 2025 regular board meeting.
Is there a motion to approve the meeting minutes from January 6, 2025?
I make a motion.
I second.
Here, a motion by trustee Belcher, second by trustee Norwood. Any discussion? No discussion. Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed. Item B, I was going to communication. I was going to talk about the upcoming election, and I'm so glad to hear that all of you guys are so up to date on these dates. I'm going to say it anyway, but I wanted to remind everybody of the upcoming election for 2025. The early voting for consolidated primary election is February the 10th through the 24th. And that will be held at Calumet City Library at 600 Manistee in Calumet City, Illinois. The election day is on February the 25th, and wherever you normally vote, you would go to that location in your precinct. And if you do absentee ballots, you probably have received them in the mail. So please complete those. Don't hold on to them. Complete them in as soon as possible, because the sooner you get them in, the quicker the vote counted. Again, April 1st, Calumet City. And that concludes my report, and I hope everyone come out to vote.
Thank you very much.
Oh, yes. If you normally vote at Berger Vandenberg School, that school is under construction, so they will now vote at Diekman School, which is on 151st and Diekman Court. So just to let you know, is it Dorchester?
It's 15121 Dorchester.
Well, I should know that, right? Because I vote there. It's on Dorchester. Again, the parking is limited, so if you can early vote, that'd be great, because parking, because it's pretty tight over there. I see a question out there. We normally don't ask, but this is important. Sure, go on. I'd be more than happy to give copies of those. If anyone need a copy of this, I can make sure we get you copies. Okay?
County clerk also does a mailer.
The county clerk also does a mailer, so you should get something in the mail. But if you would like a copy, you can go to my office tomorrow, the clerk's office, and we'll be more than happy to give you a copy. Okay.
And I will say we have a new Cook County clerk, Monica Gordon, who will do an amazing job. So be on the lookout for any information from her. Okay, if we can, does that conclude your communications?
That concludes my report. Thank you.
Okay, the next thing we have, there's village administrator. We have no report for that this evening. There was an engineer's report that was emailed over to the board for review. So I'll ask that we take note of anything in that report. Department head reports. I was not informed that there will be any department head reports. I'll briefly pause to see if any departments had. I see our fire chief has a report. Let's give him a round of applause.
That's our fire chief.
I appreciate it being a new day, because we love to make sure everybody has the opportunity to give these reports. Thank you very much, Chief Calhoun.
Thank you, everyone. Trustees, Mayor Pro Tem, and everyone here. I just have a quick report on what we've done at the fire department. I am John Calhoun. I am the interim fire chief for now. And my report goes as follows. We've had 578 calls this year so far. And in those calls, we've had fire responses, motor vehicle accidents, as well as emergency medical services. But I wanted to point out this one Thursday, January 30th, we had a structure fire or home fire at 14500 or on the 4500 block of South Dobson. The fire was in the basement. Crews quickly put the fire out. No one was injured. But the reason why I wanted to point that out is to segue into the program that we did start at the fire department, and that is our smoke detector installation program. Please, if you need smoke detectors in your home, make sure you contact the fire department at 708-201-3259 and schedule your appointment, and we will come out. We've partnered with the American Red Cross. We will come out and we will install a smoke detector. We have to do it that way. We can't just give it to you, but we do have to install the smoke detectors in your home. We're starting with 2 per home, and we just want you to be safe, and want to make sure everyone is, well taken care of. All right? Thank you. That's the end of my report.
Thank you very much, Chief. Okay. Any additional reports at this time? Don't shake your head so hard, John. I see you. I'm teasing. Okay, that'll conclude department reports. Next we have on the agenda is the corporate bills. Let me go through the pack. I could have had that together. Here we go. Okay, so I will ask, or I'm gonna make a motion that we approve the payment accounts payable warrant list dated February 3rd, 2025, with corporate payments of $1,247,790.89. Payroll for January 2nd, $447,362.55. Payroll January 24th, $445,301.21. Melanie Fitness Center register payments of $1,244.32. Total payments on this register, $2,141,698.97. Is there a motion to approve the bills as read? Do I hear a motion?
I'll motion.
Trustee Norwood, is there a second? Second. Okay, hear a motion and a second. Any discussion on the bills? All right, no discussion. Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Trustee Tammy Brown. Aye. Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Present.
Present.
Motion passed.
Okay, next we have the electronic payments list for December 31st, 2024, with corporate payments of $9,156.30. Water fund payments, $304,262.08. Total payments on this register, $313,418.38. Is there a motion to pay the electronic list as read?
I make a motion.
Here, the motion, Trustee Belcher. Is there a second?
Second.
Here, properly motion and second. Any discussion? No discussion. Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Trustee Tammy Brown. Aye. Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Thank you very much. We're going to move on to item number 11, which is discussion and a possible approval of the settlement offer presented 300 Sibley versus the Village of Dolton. This item was discussed in executive session on our January board meeting. A little bit more teeth was put into the document. So I will make a motion for approving the settlement offer, and I'll ask, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, hearing a motion and second, any discussion?
But we all know
Hearing no discussion, please.
Trustee Tammy Brown. Aye. Trustee House. Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher. Motion passed.
Thank you. Next up, we have item for 12A, discussion of Players Park Commercial Land Use Development. This is our village administrator, Keith Freeman. I'll ask Administrator Freeman if he'll come join us to expand a little bit.
Keith Freeman in the house.
I think you have a few items. We got a nice comfortable seat for you, sir. Yeah, wherever you would like. Okay, if you don't mind, just kind of elaborate so that the community understands what is being done.
So the Players Park development is a project that will bring a semiconductor light manufacturing company to Dolton. It will also bring some much needed community improvements, baseball fields, football fields, soccer fields. It's right, I believe the project is slated for right off of Dolton Avenue and the Expressway. Right now, we're just in the discussion phase. So what the company is asking is they're asking for the support of the board to start exploring the options. Now, this is not something that's set in stone. We're at the beginning phases, the infancy phases of this project, but I wanted to put it on the agenda, and I wanted the board to get the proposal so that we can start setting up meetings with the company for the board and board of trustees to discuss it with them, as well as to set up some community meetings, possibly some committee meetings to discuss the overall proposal. I think it's a great idea. I believe the Park District has been working on this for the past year and some change. I know that the project has been mentioned for over maybe 5 or 6 years, but we're in the infancy stages. So it's a really good project. I think everyone here would probably say that we probably need some more community engagement projects. So light manufacturing, community engagement, I think it's a win-win for everybody. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I probably can't answer any questions right now, but feel free to reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to not only answer your questions, but set up some times for you guys to talk to the people that are proposing the project.
Okay. I will add a little bit more on there as well. The investors are former Dolton residents and grew up in the community of Dolton. We have invited them previously, I would say in December, to come do a presentation along with the individual that did the presentation for 14700 Harvard. There was a schedule clash, but they will be brought to the community for further discussion. At this moment, I believe we're just discussing a letter of intent that's a non-binding.
Right.
But we do want to make sure that the community is aware of other projects that we are working towards fulfillment and a more economic development for the community. But I'll remember has questions.
I just would like to know if maybe, I know Keith Freeman said that this is the infancy stage, but would they be able to do a presentation or something for us?
We can set up a time. I'll set up a time for them to come do a presentation, guys, individually. Maybe we can set up a community meeting, before the next board meeting. So I'll work on it.
Thank you.
And I can say I've insisted with them that they do a community meeting before the board takes any formal action.
That is correct. You want me to stay up here?
Oh yeah. You keep everything that says.
I haven't seen you guys in so long. It's just, hey, how you guys doing today?
Okay, you guys know, and this was kind of what I talked about at the beginning. I mean, there was a culture of a lot of fighting, so back and forth for so much time that it took a growing period. It really did for all of us. So I'm going to see if everybody can give Keith Freeman a round of applause at this time. We do thank you for what you're doing. But I'm going to call you Derek Blocker so we can go to item C.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Item C is the approval of annual Xerox Business Solution Services Equipment. Oh, did I skip B?
Yeah, you skipped one.
Oh, okay. I'll call you Derek later. Discussion and approval of Vista National Comprehensive Employment Benefits Package.
So I'm not here to present that. That's just our employment benefits. I believe Bridget Stewart is somewhere here. Come on, Bridget. Come on.
If we can, just so I can keep everything. Bridget, if you're okay, I'll go through all the items that Keith has, and then we'll come back to the Vista. If that's all right with you. All right, so I'll come back to Vista for that presentation. Administrator, if you're okay with item C, approval of the Xerox and Solution Services Equipment Agreement.
Oh, yes. This is just an agreement, our annual agreement for our Xerox copiers, scanners, the equipment across the village. So this isn't just for the Village Hall. This is Village Hall, Public Works, Police Department, and the Fire Department. I believe it's for the contract for the existing printers, but it also adds, I believe, a copier scanner, printer, all in one for the clerk's office, which is desperate need. So you're very, very welcome.
I don't recall seeing the duration of this contract. Is this 3 years?
Every year is 1 year.
1 year? Fantastic.
Every year is 1 year. Say it again.
Paperwork said 3 years.
The paperwork says 3 years. I had them send me another DocuSign. So the copy that I have is DocuSign. I sent you that one. I told them we were going to do a yearly renewal. So.
Okay. Yeah, at this point, if we can, I would like to do only annual renewals while we work our way back to solvency.
Absolutely.
All right. Any additional questions from the board? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the agreement as entered on the agenda?
Motion to accept it, read.
Second.
Hearing a motion by trustee Stamon and a second by trustee Belcher. We had discussion, so any further discussion? Hearing none, clerk, can you please call the roll?
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Okay, next we have is the discussion and approval of a collective bargaining agreement between the Village of Dolton and AFSCME Council 31. Mr. Freeman?
Yes. So our public works, the contract for the public works department, the housing and the water department, we've agreed to a new 6-year deal with them. The first year it starts at 0%, which means they didn't ask for any retro. Thank God, we didn't have money for that. The next 5 years are aggressive, and I believe the terms are in the contract. But this is the start of us trying to figure out how to take care of all of our workers. The service workers are the backbone of our community, and for a long time before I got here and before the trustees got involved, we really struggled with being able to keep up with their contracts. So this is the first time we got ahead, and hopefully this will give us an opportunity to set the standard for the future contracts, not only for AFSCME, but for the police department, the fire department, and those unions. They work incredibly hard. They're owed every single cent that they get, and this will help us. Mike McGrath and his firm has done a great job of helping us negotiate these contracts. So I appreciate their time and energy and effort because we were way behind. So thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. And hopefully this is the start of a long period of us being able to establish the Village of Dolton in a great way. So I'm asking that you approve this contract for the AFSCME. I believe it was the local 2199.
Yep.
Yes. Okay, is there a motion for the approval of the contract as stated?
I make a motion.
Second.
So I heard trustee Belcher is the motion. Who's gonna fight it out for the second? I think I go trustee Tammy Brown with the second. And any further discussion at this time? Hearing none, clerk, can you please call the roll?
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Okay, next up, item E. All right, I think it's scheduled. Item E, discussion and collective bargaining agreement between the Illinois Fraternal Order of Police Labor Council. That's also administrative agreement.
This is one of those contracts that I want to apologize in advance. We got everyone's contract done, but these wonderful ladies that work in the records division, they work incredibly hard. They've worked harder than they get a lot of credit for. And this contract, if you don't know, is from 2021 to 2024. It's been that long since they had a contract. So we are incredibly grateful to them. We're sorry that it took this long to get the contract done, but we finally got a contract done for them. This contract mirrors the contract for the police department's patrol unit. So their increases will continue to stay at the same rate as those two unions. These ladies work incredibly hard. These people work incredibly hard, and I appreciate them. And I don't get a chance to tell them because I don't like just popping up in the police department. I'm just being honest with you. But thank you. I'm sure you guys know that at this point. Every single person that works in that office, and the contract that you guys deserve, and hopefully we can do better next time. So I'm asking that you approve the contract for the FOP record segment and records division.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the contract as stated?
A motion to accept it, read.
Second.
All right, here a motion by trustee Stan Brown, second by trustee Belcher. Any additional discussion at this time?
I would like to say something. Thank you, Keith, for making it known. The ladies in the records department of the police department, most of them been there over 5 to 10 years, and they are very deserving of getting their contract and making sure they work hard. They are the backbones of the police department, making sure. So I'm happy that we are able to get this contract moving forward because they do work really hard.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, Clerk Keys, please call the roll.
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Get them a clap too.
All right, next up, item F, approval and settlement agreement between the Village of Dolton and Jessica Burns and May Burns. Administrator Freeman.
Well, I'll defer to
Attorney McGrath.
Attorney McGrath for this one.
But if we can, I'll pause this one too. I don't want you to keep standing there all day. So we'll come back. Okay. If you're okay, Mike. We'll pause and go through. We'll come back to F. Next item G is approval of a business license name from TAC Group LLC to follow the business names as listed on the agenda. Administrator Freeman.
Yes. So TAC Group is the company that owns St. Patrick's on Lincoln Avenue and Sibley Boulevard. When they applied for their business licenses under the TAC Group. For insurance purposes, they are asking that we change the names for each individual venue located inside of the building. So I am asking that the Board of Trustees allow for them to change the name on the license that you guys already approved at the previous meeting to the name listed on the agenda.
Okay, and so this was already approved. Any additional risk or exposure that we would have?
No, I think it actually helps with the coverage. So under the one COI, certificate of insurance, there would only be there's only a certain threshold. I believe it's a $5 million threshold. So under this COI, each individual level would have a $5 million threshold, which would be a maximum of $30 million for the entire building, which again would help us. God forbid something happened, but at least, each individual place is covered. So we want to make sure that they still have to go through the process, like they're still in it at the phase. I know Trustee Brown and I had a conversation today about making sure that they finish all the work, that they get all of their formal inspections are completed, that they did everything that they're supposed to do. But right now, this is just sort of a formality with the name change. But we will make sure that they do everything that they're supposed to do before they're open, and we'll make sure that they cover all their bases. I think it's a wonderful project, and I think it's something that Dolton deserves. So.
Thank you. Hearing this, is there a motion to approve the business license name change?
I'll motion it.
Hearing a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Hearing her motion, Trustee Norwood. Second, was that Trustee Belcher?
Yes.
Okay, any further discussion?
So I just have a question. So, because I see on here, so each level, they're still using TAC, but is doing business as for the insurance purposes
So TAC Group LLC. So TAC Group LLC will change. So one level is TAC Group LLC doing business as St. Patrick's Beverage Depot.
Right.
The next one is PTK though, as opposed to the TAC Group. Okay. One is PTK LLC. So I tried to list them all individually and separately. So some of the names won't be TAC Group. Some of them have other names. Yes.
Okay. All right. That's all.
Okay. Any additional questions? Hearing none, Clerk Key, please call the roll.
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Okay, thank you very much. I think that yes, sir.
Excuse me, I'm a little late to see it. Do we have a opening date for St. Patrick's? Been given a time frame when they're gonna open up?
No, I don't have an opening date, but as soon as I get it,
Well, yeah, to my knowledge, at this time, I believe there still is extra steps that they need to do. So I'm unaware of an opening date, but I think that there's still additional due diligence that needs to be done.
Yes, sir.
you guys always know more information than I do. You guys beat me to it.
All right, Mrs. Allen knows people, so you got to hang out with her. All right, well, that's going to conclude the items for Administrator Freeman. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Wonderful to see you guys.
Okay. I'm going to circle back to item F and ask Attorney McGrath if he can talk about the approval and settlement between the Village of Dolton and Jessica Burns and May Burns.
Yes, this is a case that our office did not handle. Essentially, a case where A vehicle was stopped and two people claimed that they and the vehicle was improperly seized. They filed a federal lawsuit. Hinshaw and Culberson, which is a very good firm downtown, represented the village in defense of the matter. They went to a settlement conference, and based upon the cost of defending cases like this, there's already been extensive legal costs, and there would be additional legal costs to fight the case through to trial if it went that far. It was their recommendation, everyone's recommendation, to settle this matter for $57,000 with no admission of liability on behalf of the village and or the two officers involved. So we go along with that recommendation and recommend approving the settlement in that amount.
Okay, thank you very much. Is there a motion to approve the settlement as stated by Attorney McGrath?
I'll motion.
Or motion, Trustee Norwood. Is there a second?
Second.
Or motion by Trustee Norwood, second by Trustee Tammy Brown. Any further discussion? Hearing none, clerk, can you please call the roll?
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Thank you. I don't want to say last, but definitely not least. We're going back to item B with Vista National. So I know we have the broker of record. Forgive me for not having the name handy. Miss Bridget, come on and join the Dolton family. Thank you. If we have one. Well, I have one here. This might be in there too.
It's in the package.
It's in there? Okay. Yes, I'm sure we got it. Here we go. Okay, I got it. Yep.
Good evening, everyone. Trustees. So what you have before you should be a financial overview of the insurance renewal proposal for the Village of Dolton. And basically what we're looking at, first off, does everyone have the copy of the financial summary letter? So
Yes.
basically, this is just going to provide a financial overview of what the Village of Dolton will be paying going forward for your medical, dental, and vision lines of coverage. Your insurance proposal or your insurance programs do in fact renew March 1st. So what you have again before you are the details of your medical insurance. So your medical program with Blue Cross and Blue Shield will be increasing almost 12%, 11.9%. Right, you'll see what that annual increase is, a little over $200,000 for your medical insurance. It initially though came in at 19.7, but we were able to negotiate that down to 11.9, so a little shy of 12%. Your program with Lincoln Financial, your dental, that did come in with a 3% increase for the upcoming plan year, equates to a little $3,800 for the year. Okay, then your vision program with IMED, there was actually no change to what you're currently paying today. That program is currently in a rate lock, meaning that there is actually no increase. The premiums will remain flat. However, your life insurance is actually, we've got to do some work on that. That program was actually terminated and canceled by Blue Cross and Blue Shield due to non-payment of premium. So what we're going to be doing is we actually have some proposals for other carriers that I'll be working with Keith and Janice to get that program reinstated with a different vendor or carrier. Questions? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Absolutely.
So when was anybody made aware that it had canceled?
Well, the program terminated back in August of 24. Yeah. So there were, again, folks, there were several communications that were submitted to the administration, your administrators. Premiums just weren't paid. So I don't have exact dates of the communications, but there were several communications that were sent to the Village of Dolton about that. And as a result of, the policy being terminated, Blue Cross and Blue Shield will no longer reinstate So we'll have to find a new vendor. And we've got some proposals that we can take a look at. So I'll be working with Janice, like I said, and Keith to ensure that we get that reinstated or active again ASAP.
Does that conclude your statement, Evelyn? Trustee Belcher? That conclude?
Yeah.
Okay. I will say, I think, of course, we want to have more dialogue on that. That's frustrating as a board member to hear, to say the least. I would ask that additional correspondence, in particular, if things come behind it, we can also have board members copied on there so we can cover one another. But I will look forward to future conversation.
Absolutely.
Any other comments from other board members? Did I do a motion to approve or no?
I got it.
Okay.
More questions?
Yeah. So it renew. You say it renews March 1st. So is this like every year it renews?
Yes. For the vision insurance right now, that was actually in a 4-year rate guarantee. So it's still obviously in a rate guarantee. And I believe your coverage that you have with Blue Cross, the life insurance, for example, on occasion, we may be able to secure a 2-year rate lock, but this year it is an annual renewal.
Okay. And when these are sent over, is it just a quote that's sent over and somebody looks at it and say, okay, or is there any like, okay, we can move this, negotiate with it, I guess.
Absolutely, yeah. So typically, whenever a group is up for renewal, like I said, your programs renew March. We typically are maybe 75 to 90 days out. We start that marketing process, and we go out to all the different vendors, the different carriers, to try to what is the best option. The Village of Dolton, the medical program, Blue Cross is obviously a Cadillac carrier, so we really didn't have much competition there. And if you renew the medical, for example, those plans will remain as they are, no changes to the benefits. But the life insurance, again, we did shop that, and we do have some competitive carriers that would actually be a lot lower than what you were paying. But the
national. Okay, Clerk, can you please?
Trustee Howe.
Thank you.
Okay, having completed that, items H and I, Mayor is not present to present, so we will surpass that. And I will ask if we have a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Is there a second? Second. Hearing a motion and second. Clerk Keita, please call the roll. Trustee Stan Brown. Clerk Keita, please call the roll.
Trustee Tammy Brown. Aye. Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned at 7:48 p.m.
And that's because of one person was up there, and that is Lane, Mayor, Tiffany, and Mayor. Thanks everyone, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. Have a good night, everyone. Good night, everyone.